The Stanley Cup playoffs are always full of surprises, drama and excitement, but this year's conference finals have some extra intrigue. For the first time in NHL history, all 4 teams remaining are from the Sun Belt states: Carolina, Florida, Texas and Nevada. These teams have defied the odds and proven that hockey can thrive in non-traditional markets. But which of them will advance to the ultimate stage and compete for the most coveted trophy in sports? Let's take a look at some of the key matchups and factors that could decide the outcome of each series. In the Eastern Conference, the Carolina Hurricanes face off against the Florida Panthers in a battle of 2 teams that have never met in the playoffs before. The Hurricanes are the top seed in the conference and have been dominant throughout the season, led by their star-studded defense, balanced offense and stellar goaltending. The Panthers are the Cinderella story of the playoffs, having upset the Boston Bruins and Toronto Maple Leafs in consecutive rounds. They have relied on their speed, skill and resilience, as well as their clutch performances from players like Alexander Barkov and Matthew Tkachuk. One of the key matchups in this series will be between the 2 captains, Barkov and Jordan Staal. Both are elite two-way centers who can impact the game in all situations. Barkov has been sensational in these playoffs, scoring 10 goals and 18 points in 13 games, including a between-the-legs deke that wowed Wayne Gretzky in Game 2 of this series. Staal has been equally impressive, scoring 9 goals and 15 points in 12 games, while also shutting down some of the best offensive players in the league. Whoever wins this matchup will give their team a huge advantage in controlling the pace and possession of the game. Another factor that could decide this series is injuries. Both teams have been dealing with some significant losses to their lineups. The Hurricanes are missing their top scorer Vincent Trocheck, who suffered a lower body injury in Game 2 against New Jersey. They are also without defenseman Brett Pesce, who has been out since Game 5 of that series with an upper body injury. The Panthers are without their starting goalie Spencer Knight, who sustained a concussion in Game 3 against Toronto. They are also missing defenseman Aaron Ekblad, who has been sidelined since March with a fractured leg. The Hurricanes have more depth and experience than the Panthers, but they also have more pressure to win. They have not reached the Stanley Cup final since 2006, when they won their only championship. The Panthers have nothing to lose and everything to gain. They have never won a playoff series before this year, let alone a Stanley Cup. They have also shown incredible resilience and determination, winning 7 straight road games and 3 overtime games in these playoffs. The Panthers currently lead this series 3-0 after winning Game 3 on Monday night with another overtime goal from Tkachuk. The Hurricanes will try to avoid being swept on Wednesday night at Florida. In the Western Conference, the Vegas Golden Knights face off against the Dallas Stars in a rematch of last year's conference final. The Golden Knights are the top seed in the conference and have been one of the most consistent teams in the league, boasting a potent offense, a solid defense and a Vezina Trophy finalist in Marc-Andre Fleury. The Stars are the 2nd seed in the conference and have been one of the most surprising teams in the league, overcoming a slow start to the season, a COVID-19 outbreak and several injuries to key players. They have relied on their veteran leadership, their defensive structure and their clutch scoring from players like Joe Pavelski and Tyler Seguin. One of the key matchups in this series will be between the 2 top lines: Mark Stone, Max Pacioretty, Chandler Stevenson for Vegas and Jamie Benn, Tyler Seguin, Alexander Radulov for Dallas. Both lines feature some of the best offensive players in the league who can also play a physical and responsible game. Stone leads all players in these playoffs with 20 points, 8 goals, 12 assists, in 13 games, while Pacioretty has 11 goals and 16 points in 12 games. Benn leads Dallas with 9 goals and 15 points in 14 games, while Seguin has 8 goals and 14 points in 13 games. Another factor that could decide this series is momentum. Both teams have had some ups and downs in these playoffs, but they have also shown some impressive resilience and determination. The Golden Knights overcame a 3-1 series deficit against Edmonton in the second round, winning 3 straight games to advance to their 4th conference final in 6 years. The Stars overcame a 3-2 series deficit against Seattle in the second round, winning 2 straight games to advance to their 2nd consecutive conference final. The Golden Knights have more firepower and depth than the Stars, but they also have more expectations to win. They have been one of the favorites to win the Stanley Cup since they entered the league as an expansion team, and they have reached at least the conference final 3 times but have never won it all. The Stars have less pressure and more motivation to win. They have not reached the Stanley Cup final since 2000, when they lost to New Jersey. They also lost to Vegas last year in 5 games and are looking for revenge. The Golden Knights currently lead this series 2-0 after winning Game 2 on Sunday afternoon with an overtime goal from Stone. The Stars will try to bounce back on Tuesday night at Dallas.